Before I get into the subject of today's video, if you like this video and want me to make more videos like this, please leave a comment or consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot more than you know. And with that, let's get into today's video. Okay, so we got the Vaush horse recently got exposed. I was about to say Millie. Willie Mac Show recently released a video exposing Vaush for his apparent corn addiction, but that's not what's news. Because, I mean, if we're being honest here, everyone knows what this is, the hub jingle or whatever. But what was very important was the fact that on one of his streams, he was talking about some stupid shit, and then he accidentally released his corn folder.
This is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
Now, what was important to note about that corn folder? Well, as it turns out, it was filled with horse lolicon, or horse lolly, whatever the fuck. I don't know too much about that. All I know is that it's basically corn. I'm not gonna say that word, but you know what it is. Corn depicting a horse and what appears to be a child, but that other part of lolly is basically supposed to be like a 3,000-year-old dragon. Their characters made to look like they're children, but they're not, apparently. I don't know what's going on out there. What was funny to me about that is, well, people in his audience trying to defend what is essentially like degenerate stuff. Like, if you've got an addiction, if you like a certain thing, I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't go announcing it probably to the world. Especially not if the only thing you hear about this guy is that he has political opinions. If you don't agree with him, he calls you all the buzzwords. And apparently he's been known to do that stuff. I don't watch his content a lot, but when I saw the Willie Mac video on him, it was pretty bad. When he defends CP, he defends the access, like obtaining it, having it.
To purchase child pornography or purchase blood diamonds, because I don't see a major difference between that and, again, buying a computer with silicon that was mined up by literal child slaves.
This is the supposed context everyone thinks is missing.
People don't know where the diamonds come from. People don't know where the cobalt come from. People don't know where the chocolate comes from in most cases.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, there is ethical versions you can buy. But like
the average person
CP
is not going to know.
Is suffering and exploitation. That's what it is. That's what you're buying.
And Vaush still has a phone, a computer, he drinks coffee. If it's all the same to him, does that mean he has actual CP somewhere next to his tax folder?
Pedophiles, right, who buy child pornography, would you say they should not be held responsible for doing that?
Yes.
Really? Even though they're directly supporting child rape?
Yeah, I think it's hypocritical. Because I bought my computer and the silicon in it was farmed in Africa by slaves. If I can do that and that's legal and no one's going to call me out on my shit, then yeah, I have to be consistent in that respect. Like,
I just knew that it was over for him. There was no way anyone could or even would defend him, right? Right? Everyone's already given their take on the situation, from him arguing that CP, cheese pizza, is justifiable because people buy computers that were made with child slavery, therefore you're worse than people who have CP. Like, what's this guy on about? Look, if you're on the right or the left, I really don't care. As long as you're not lying to me, you're not hurting anyone, and you're not acting as if you're better than people who don't agree with you. Like, it's whatever, okay? What I can't understand is how someone who supposedly has intelligent political takes is this open about the stuff he gets off to. It just really doesn't need to be said. Why in the hell is this something you would ever say?
Why do you want to be the horse, Vaush? Because then I'd have a giant dick. Okay, couldn't you have a big dick the other way? Well, yeah, I could. Like, yeah, I could have a big dick hypothetically in any variety of scenarios, but then it wouldn't really be a horse dick. Well, you could be a human with a horse dick, yes, but then I wouldn't have that powerful stallion energy using it.
And by the way, as a side note, who the fuck owns corn in their computer? Like, who actually does that, okay? Are you stupid? Like, setting aside the fact that it's horse lolly, bestiality, whatever the fuck, like, that's already weird. But assuming it was just, like, regular corno, what I want to know is, who the fuck goes through the effort of saving pornographic shit on their computer? What is this guy, 65? Point aside, I thought it was kind of funny where his basic defense was basically,
I didn't know it was a lolly. Trust me, bro. I know you can't verify. And I also call people Nazis, bigots, PDF files, racist, all that stuff. I call people all of that stuff without any context, without any evidence or any proof. But when it comes to me, me getting exposed.
I don't know what there is with people in a long line of like the lefties politics people like taking a bunch of L's. Like just to get off topic for a minute, I know that a majority of people are aware or know what the hub is. I remember there were videos of kids in school who would play the hub's 4-second national anthem, not playing an actual Korn video, but just to see who would turn their heads around as a prank. It's embarrassing, but like we didn't want to be caught knowing that we knew what the hub jingle is. And the thing is, I think that Korn just isn't good for you. And no, I'm not gonna pretend to be holier than thou and say I've never been on the hub in my life. And I believe I saw a study that said like a huge, if not majority of kids will, if they haven't already, come into contact with the hub or Korn and pornography in general. It's one of those things that are so easily addictive. It affects your brain. It can affect your relationships with people, and it's just not good. Okay, like I'm no expert, but that's just my opinion. My point with this is like when you're dealing with this sort of thing, it can bring out feelings of shame, insecurity, that sort of thing. But like, what kind of hole must you drop into to where you're shamelessly talking about being attracted to horses, more specifically horse cock? So many people have said this in the past, bro. It's not even new, but we need to bring shaming back, and it's not even funny. Whatever you're into, as long as it's not illegal, it's like, yo, I don't even want to know about this. Nobody wanted to know. I certainly didn't want to know. And I just miss who I was before I heard this. But this is on a whole other level.
He thinks he's so smart that he actively tries to justify for CP, just for fun.
It is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes on the child as well.
Genuinely, I don't know how this guy has fans. I mean, we've all seen it before, the memes of like the ones who come out to defend their queen Vaush. I mean, what do they all say? It's out of context. Like, yeah, when your sentence has the phrase,
I thought it was goblin corn.
Yeah, like, no, like, that's not it, my guy. I just don't understand. Like, I know his like teenage aged audience or people who just found atheism for the first time. Like, I know they won't understand this, and I don't think it should take a parent to know this is a red flag, but it should be supremely obvious that if you're defending horse lolly corn, like you're just up to no good. There's no way to put it. Like, dude, just stop talking to the rest of us like we're stupid because we think you're a weird loser for defending this garbage. Like, who the fuck says that shit? Anyways, I want to die. Peace out. Don't be like Vaush. Don't defend CP. Don't defend cheese pizza.